Scano Sugoyo. I'm going to do a quick little traditional opening, as I feel maybe that should have done at the beginning of the meeting, and I hope it doesn't count as my time, but if so, I'll respect that. Not nenge, niogwentage, one, ewadago, not gana hanyo, not dioti skara, edweye, ogwatni gohan. Agwehe, ogwegi, Scano dwedo na honyo, one de dwade no hanyo, de todi ni okti ogwatni gohan. One de atino hanyo, owenjige etino ha, de atino hankwa, na gwat sotsa ni ehwa, da todi ni okti ogwatni gohan. One de atino hanyo, hydweno da jes etisoda de atino hankwa, da todi ni okti ogwatni gohan. One de sedwado hanyo, hoske egadagona, edaka gakwa sedwajia sedwago hankwa da todi niokti ogwatni gohan. Ona dietino hanyo eso hanka agakwa etisoda dietino hankwa da todi niokti ogwatni gohan. Ona dietino hanyo ajustadenyo guenyo sa gaihede etisoda dietino hankwa da todi niokti ogwatni gohan. Ona de sedwa no hanyo, sedwa goana, skanadayo, wahahawiso, hawenya, sugwaya disa da todi niokdi ogwatni gohan. Ona de yatino hanyo, gaye niogwe dage, hariyahe gaheno, naye, gaiwent yentage, diokianyado, scano, duenotanyo, da todi niokdi ogwatni gohan. Ona de sedwa no hanyo gaye de hanagre sugwaya disa aso daho sadiha je na horenesa datori niokti ogwatni gohan.
Myka, I will begin your time now.
Okay. Now okay, so Myka Nigaji onondege hono niogwenchede Oskanondo Niwagi Seita. My name is Myka Burning. I'm an Onondaga deer from Six Nations Reserve. So I'm here, and I would just like to acknowledge the fact that I am cisgendered, and I would like to acknowledge that privilege. I would also, maybe before I get started, like to say that if the City of Hamilton is committed to acknowledging their territory they're on, maybe in further meetings, they should allow the Indigenous voice to lead the way, which means we should go first. So I would like to acknowledge and thank the City of Hamilton for starting this protocol and getting this initiated. I think a lot of things have been covered pretty extensively as to what I was going to cover. I guess a couple of things, maybe three things I'll just point out, and then that's it. So I understand there has been pushback from what I've seen and heard. It's mostly religious affiliations. Well, I would like to acknowledge the religious affiliations that have supported. I need to have the City of Hamilton, I guess, be mindful of the history between government, churches, and the Indigenous people of this land. For those that don't know, churches were very instrumental in the residential schools that were a big source of stripping us of our culture, our identity, our values and morals, and including those that encompass sexuality. From what I understand, all Indigenous communities always had two-spirited people. While two-spirited is a more pan-Indian term of these days, they were always there, and maybe they weren't called that, but it was understood who they were, and they were always accepted. So back to the churches. While I don't want to disrespect the view of the church, I must emphasize that you remember it was those churches and those people in the churches who were the biggest perpetrators of sexual violence towards our children. And the majority of that sexual violence occurred in I know this is going to sound bad, in the homosexual realm. And not that it has anything to do with homosexuality, but the fact that it was grown men abusing boys. It was grown women abusing girls, which only furthered to promote the dislike and the distrust and the fear of homosexuality that we had always accepted. So I really think you need to keep that in your minds when you're considering the viewpoints of the people who perpetrated this stuff. So secondly, I was hoping, again, to touch on if the City of Hamilton is committed to recognizing whose territory they're on, they need to include those two-spirited Indigenous voices in these sort of talks, negotiations, plannings, what have you. I think it's also good to point out that our reserves are not really in a state where we can address these things, and I think it has to do with that historical history I mentioned before. So I think it's very good for Hamilton to understand that when our people leave the reserve, they usually come to the city. So they're seeking solace and refuge in a place that is not their own. And if they have a place to go where they can find that solace, it's better than nothing. So I need you to be mindful on that. And so I guess thirdly, when you think about, like religious rights, Canadian law, all these other rights, I guess what my main point is to always remember, again, if you're committed to acknowledging whose territory you're on, Indigenous natural law supersedes Canadian law and religious law at all times. Thank you.
Thank you, Myka. Do we have any speaker, any questions for the presenter? Seeing none, thank you.